Today is March the 8th, 2023. Just got done tilling the garden soil. It's actually the second time in the past 3 weeks, I think, that I've tilled. Had a thick blanket of yard leaves covering the ground all winter long, and those have decomposed really well. Added a little bit of fertilizer when I did that, and it has helped keep and turn the soil even more of a dark, rich brown color. Today I'm going to be adding some Vegetables Alive all natural fertilizer. I got this from Gurney's, and we going to experiment with that this year. It says to add this pre-plant about 3 weeks time and 1 pound per 33 square foot of garden. On around March the 10th, I started my tomato seeds in seed pods, and by the 18th, you'll see here how they looked under the grow lights. And they continued to do very well. The seedlings I got from Gurney's as well, and I had about a 45% success rate. Just under half of what you see in the picture here survived and will be in the tomato beds this season. And then on March the 19th, I happened to be out at Mom and Dad's out at the farm, and part of the undeveloped fields out there I happened to come across while dropping off some brush. I came across a really nice long unused piece of sewer drain pipe that I immediately had a splendid idea for to create some raised garden beds, and you'll see the photo of how they turned out here. Today, late March, I think it's the 22nd of March, I have installed one of the planned either 2 or 3 electroculture structures within the garden. It's buried about almost 10 inches deep into the soil. I used thin gauge wire, copper wire from Lowe's. I purchased it at Lowe's, and it was relatively inexpensive. I got 50 foot, and this section here took 25 foot, so if I do put a third one in, I will need to go buy another 25 feet or so. But I'll show you what I did here. I just used a rubber coated hook and then wound the copper wire around the 4x4, which I have planted about a foot down in the soil. In case I decide to take it back out, it is not cemented in there. And then the wire runs underground all the way across to the other side of the garden, where it comes up, and I've wrapped it around on a short end down here close to the ground. Going to try to use some natural electricity to stimulate the plants in the garden this year. This is a experimental phase. So yeah, all it took was the 4x4s, the copper wire, shovel, wire cutter, and a tape measure, and put the posts in the ground. I used the post shovel. Hopefully this will be a good addition to the garden. Alright, loaded up and ready to go with some compost and topsoil. Alright, now we've got the 4 plastic raised beds filled up and the 2 large metal aluminum raised beds for the tomatoes filled up. Mixture of a 50-50 mixture of topsoil and leaf compost from Cheney's Nursery here in Troy. Get them potatoes going before too long. Alright, we are going to make tomato trellises out of 16-foot cattle panels. Got these cattle panels over at Tractor Supply Company. Okay, now what the goal is to bend the cattle panel basically in half. No, I didn't think of this myself. I found this on YouTube. I will put a link to that gentleman's video. It is anchored several inches into the ground on both sides and stands probably just under 8 feet tall. That was pretty easy. Alright, now we got them both done. Wood ash going in with the carrot beds and the tomato beds. This is wood ash. Not a lot, just a sprinkle, work it into the soil. I put a fairly decent amount into the garden bed too. Alright, in addition to the potash, I'm going to add just a little bit of Epsom salt. Now we're going to gently work that into the soil so it's not blown away. Alright, these beds are for the carrots. There's approximately 50-ish per container. What I did was I soaked the soil that was in there, then laid about a inch of good potting soil on top of the soil and patted it down so it was firm. Then with my fingertip I pressed in about a ½ inch holes at around 3 inches apart and tried to place one seed. Some of the holes got 2 or 3. I'll have to thin them out when they start popping up. And then go back over and just very lightly coat the holes in the patted down soil with a real thin layer of the potting soil, and then I'm going to give a gentle watering. and then the carrots will be planted, and they will pretty much be left alone other than thinning the herd.